So, just before my presentation, I was actually going through the national statistics of Philippines. Then I noticed this year, it was like 6 billion USD exports. It was 2014 September recorded, and it is 15.7 increment compared to the 2013. So it's actually like a upward trend in exports. I assume same with the imports as well. So I think I am standing in front of the people who made that. I believe that. So actually today I'm actually coming from the IT side and from the more on e-commerce side. So my topic is the game change in logistics with e-commerce. So let's see what sort of change I am actually proposing. This is something we have initiated with LBC. Okay, so today's roadmap, I will give brief description about Interblocks because I'm sure that most of you might have hearing Interblocks first time today because our product suite, when I show you, it's more on like banking and finance because we are actually specialized in electronic payment. But I believe, we are true believers that logistics side we can move these systems and make something different. So I will be discussing why e-commerce and LBC and Interblocks will show. That solution consists of not only the e-commerce side, it is as well as the remittance side. So I will only focus on the e-commerce side, the proposed solution, and how we are going to change in the game with logistic and challenges in changing, because any change will have challenges. Okay, so Interblocks is a leading provider and innovator of integrated electronic payment processing solutions. Not only in Philippines, actually other countries also we have provided mostly for the electronic payments. And we are a comprehensive in service delivery, payments, cards, remittances, virtual banking, and mobile commerce. So our area is actually, our product suite consists of several products focusing on the e-payments. So I'm pretty sure in logistic, the e-commerce is actually a word always you are hearing. Because e-commerce for you is a tool. That's how actually you will be using e-commerce to make the imports and exports or the deliveries or logistics to make a higher number. So our global presence, we are present in 14 countries. Our head office is in Singapore. And Philippines, we have regional project delivery and support. In Sri Lanka, we have the development legs for the R&D as well as the project delivery and supports for some countries. It's remote support from the Sri Lanka. So these are our global and strategic partners. Yes, IBM also one of them. I have been working with the IBM Philippines for my last 7 years, so I'm really familiar with them. And as well as other special like payment channels like Visa, MasterCard, MX, and from China Union Pay, JCB. So we have been doing this installation in deployments in Philippines as well as the other countries. So I hope that you will also be interested in this presentation, how your system or how your business can be integrated with e-commerce side. Okay, so I will quickly go through our product suite. So we actually we have one platform, we call it iSwitch. And the platform has each and every components. I think Michael mentioned earlier that they are actually enjoying their IT because they pay what they use because of the cloud computing. So we are supporting that 100% with our product suite. Because our customers is not buying everything. What they will buy is first actually the platform. So they have the freedom to grow their business across these areas. Card issuance, if you want to issue a virtual card or like a stored value card that customers could use, and as well as internally. If you want to use that one for as your payroll card, it could be done. And you don't have to buy other products. And later on, if you want the web portal, that's the time you will only purchase. So it's actually scalable, our solution. Okay. So why e-commerce? Actually, I found this infographic much interesting. Why e-commerce? The consumers actually, 73% is saying that is time saving. Of course, we know that even while you are sitting there, you can purchase something through your tablet or mobile phone. And easy to compare prices. Yes, it's very competitive. You can check, let's assume you want to buy an Android phone. You can check how is the Samsung Note 4, or how is the Apple iPhone 6, and you can see what are the reviews. So it's not like you are going to a shopping mall and buying it. So you can easily compare. And more varieties, yes. So not only like when you are doing shopping in a mall, it comes with more varieties. You can search like previously mentioned, even a child now do it like that. They don't call centers, they don't ask from product support, they actually just browse and find it which is more suitable for you. So less prices. Yes, this is mainly because now it's very competitive if you are selling online. So all the merchants actually can reduce cost as well, because they don't have to keep a retail store in a town, or they don't have to buy anything. I mean, like, they don't have to rent out a shop in mall. So they can do it actually online. So they can reduce costs. So their prices are competitive and things are less. So less taxes. Yes, actually they can actually omit some sort of taxes, but I think from the logistic perspective, yes, you still have to pay, but from the merchant perspective, yes, they can actually reduce it. Then no crowd. Yeah, of course, for example, if you are going to a mall just before the Christmas, if you want to buy something, yeah, sometimes you have to fall in the line, or maybe whatever you are looking for might not be available at that time, even though we are waiting for so long. So in online, you can do it inconvenient. So spend less on gas. Yes, of course, if you are like traveling in Makati, normally near to the holiday season, all the parking slots are full, so you have to go round and round, find a parking slot. So this is also a valid point. And other points as well, the 3% goes to that one. So, all right. So this is actually what I was sharing with you earlier. So I found this one, the upward trend in the exports. So that means this is the right time. I think what LBC also did, they have actually took the brave decision, since they well established with the logistic and well established their network. Now they are integrating their services with e-commerce. So they are going to more with the customers, where they can open up their facilities. Actually, what they are very strong about, they can open to their retailers, manufacturers, and merchants, and wholesalers as well. So this is a good time. I think this will be really a change of the face of logistic as well. So these are the 5 top exports. Actually, why I highlighted exports is, I can remember once Jack Ma, who is the founder of Alibaba. He shared that in one of an investor conference, he shared that their mission or their focus is to help the people who want to be successful, not the people who already successful. That means they want to help the small business, small and medium business, not actually large scale. His point is, actually, I know that's why the China is so, like China is actually very well established in the e-commerce because they have the manufacturing. They are actually manufacturing the things to around the globe. And so Alibaba, I think they saw the potential. That's how they started in 1997. And I think most of you might have seen their IPO figures. So for 15 years, they actually established the infrastructure. They actually build up that empire. So this is a right time. The Philippines also, they can also join. But for that one, it's actually side by side. It's not only the IT, because Alibaba is just a platform, what they are doing, but the most important thing is how we can actually make efficient the logistic and the supply chain management. Because I heard in this morning that it was really interesting to hear, because usually what I am listening to is the banking and finance topics. But I really felt that you actually have brilliant ideas how this can be improved. Because in the e-commerce, the most important thing is the last mile fulfillment. Because whatever you buy in, for example, recently my sister, she bought, I think a makeup set, something, she said that this brand, anyway, I cannot remember. Normally I don't pay attention for that. So she said, okay, she bought this one, and she was waiting how many days, then she received something else. So I was asking, anyway, this is a, then when I check, it's the same makeup set. I don't see any difference, unfortunately. But she said, no, this is not the brand, this is not the way she wants, and she returned it. And her next problem is, okay, so she paid this much of money. Now how it can be, charge back, credit back to her. So there are lots of things. But in LBC solution, I will show you why the customers will be more attractive to their system. Okay, so LBC and Interblocks. We are actually not going to reinvent the wheel. What we are going to do is to make the wheel more effective. We are not actually Alibaba or Amazon or eBay. We are not proposing that sort of e-commerce solution here. But it is the same. It's the same wheel. It's the same e-commerce, same strategies, but we are reinventing more effective and more efficient for the Philippines. So actually LBC is starting with the Philippines, then they can grow it to rest of the world as well. All right. So the e-commerce solution, I have put it in a nutshell in a diagram. I will just go through. So there is a customer. There is an e-wallet, which is actually virtual card. That customer can be used for payments. And that customer can keep his MasterCard, Visa card, or maybe the bank account linked to this e-wallet. So each and every time you don't have to look for the card and enter the 16-digit card numbers, and not this hassle they can actually bypass. So this is introduced, the e-wallet. Then customer will purchase some goods. Then web portal will communicate with the LBC warehouse and the inventory. This inventory actually, merchants can outsource LBC inventory because LBC actually already has the facilities and the infrastructure required. So then the warehouse management system, WMS, and the inventory system can be connected, and it will be immediately identify, okay, where, what is the item is available or not. Then once item is identified, in the first transaction, the customer's amount will only be hold. Not like in my sister's example, because her amount was directly deducted. It was actually, if it was a credit card, but anyway, it was in the statement if it is like more than 15 days. So in this case, it will be only hold. That is because when the transaction fulfill, that's the only time it will be gone to the manufacturer's wallet. The flexibility here is customers will not have the problems, and they will be more comfortable using this portal, because they know, they don't have to go through that same hassle that if they are using their MasterCard or Visa sometimes. They have to have a dispute, they have to file a dispute and get the charge back. In here, it will be only deducted when it is fulfilled. So, and the other side is manufacturer also have e-wallet. So manufacturer can, let's assume this guy is a mobile phone developer or manufacturer. This person might need suppliers also. So if this portal actually open for any merchants, so supplier can also enroll, and this e-wallet can be used to buy supplies for this his production. So this is actually one ecosystem, and LBC is providing the existing infrastructure, and they are actually optimizing the infrastructure for this solution. All right, so changing the game. The four points, actually the first one is creating markets. This is actually making this portal or this solution making more flexible. It's making business to business, B2B, and B2C, business to consumer, and consumer to consumer. Because in logistic, what we are usually seeing is, actually you are moving things. You make the money actually moving things. So for you to keep that business, more stable way, you need the transactions to be happen. So because the bigger business, usually they have their traditional way of moving things. But if you are bringing these small and medium enterprises as well into the picture, they can make a change. That's what actually in China happened. So in Philippines, there is a potential. There is an upward trend in exports. That means there is enough signs that we have things in Philippines that can be moved outside as well as bringing inside. So reducing cost for businesses. How to reduce from the merchant's point of view. So this merchant, let's assume you are a producer in dried fruit. Cebu is famous for dried mango and banana also. These are exported to other countries as well. So this person doesn't need to have a warehouse or a retail shop in Manila. What it does is, only when it is necessary, it can be send the things to the customer doorstep. So this retailer will be enrolled in the LBC portal, and it will have a virtual shop. So if somebody wants to buy in bulk, yes, this then there will be a discounts if it is like B2B type. If it is a consumer, there will be a normal charges. So that could be that could be improved. So even the merchants will have the comfortable, because they don't have to have thinking that, okay, I'm actually coming from province. If I want to bring my business to maybe in the NCR, then I have to establish a warehouse, I have to find a warehouse, or I have to do the deliveries by myself. This is like outsourcing, and the platform is there. You don't have to actually do a separate marketing. You have already the virtual e-shop built for you. So that is one way of actually helping SMEs. And the change in the style. This is like, for example, so because of the flexibility of e-commerce, the customers more prone to buy in online. If I want to buy a tablet, I would check in online. If I want to buy, let's assume a jacket, I will do online. So because I can compare, there are challenges, of course. There will be challenges if you are doing C2C, or maybe if you are looking for, not all the goods can be found in the e-commerce arena, but this is actually now the style is changing. This is because of the improvement of mobile technologies, the spending patterns and the behavior of consumers changing. So that is the time actually the logistic or supply chain management systems can actually get the advantage. So any change will come up with challenges. So the first challenge will be the technology. If you are actually focusing on the e-commerce, you have to think about the mobile technology as well. One of challenge when Alibaba had, I think now they are improving. Only in, usually it is very good if you are using in the PC or desktop, not in mobile phones. So if somebody is using a tablet, small tablet or mobile phone to make orders or check their inventory or the transactions, then it will be a problem. So when you are entering this market, when you are coming to the e-commerce, when you are trying to use the e-commerce as your tool to improve your business, then you have to think about the mobile as well as the social media network. Because you need to go to the customer's most comfortable areas. Because this is like opening the platform for your merchants and the resellers to find their customers. So this will be a first challenge. And e-commerce is not just the portal or the interface. The most important thing is, normally we are really good in developing even the front ends. So customer is happy, it's fancy user interface, like its shopping carts is very flexible. When you click, it is displayed immediately. But the most important thing in e-commerce is if you need to integrate that front end with the warehouse management as well as the logistic part. Because without that, there is no better efficiency in the whole system. For example, it's like I am buying something online and I don't know what happened to my goods. End of the day, I don't know. It's like Santa coming to your home and giving you a gift. So I am waiting, keep on waiting. Whenever I'm like, at least for Santa there is a specific date and time. But in this case, I don't know what is happening to things I purchase. So that's why in e-commerce, normally most of companies, what they are focusing on in the front end side. So they invest a lot in the front end to make it more lucrative to the consumer. But the most important thing is how you are going to integrate it with the warehouse management and your logistic systems. That's the time it will be more efficient and it will be a successful fulfillment of the e-commerce transaction. Then the interconnecting with supply chain management, yes. So the other one is the electronic payments. It has to be secured and flexible. So normally customers, why they are actually has sort of like fear or maybe like less prone to do online payment because they cannot trust. They don't know, because this is dealing with money. If you are putting your card number in a website that even no proper PCI. PCI stand for the payment card industry standards. Certified website, because it could be stolen. Somebody can skim it and can be used for somewhere else. Or maybe now the technology is very improved. They can skim your card and they can make it as a ATM card also. And they can withdraw. So these things could happen. So the other thing you have to focus is the electronic payments, because that should be a more flexible and secure. And flexibility side, you can actually have like a escrow system. That means customer will make the payment, but the balance is only hold. It is not deducted immediately until the fulfillment happen. So that means the customer also now confident that they can actually use the e-wallet or the card for online payment, because they know they won't be doing the same hassle in the traditional e-commerce website. So these things has to be considered when you actually implementing the e-commerce solution. So I know LBC team, along with Mike and their brave team, they actually come forward. They've actually very established in remittance and the logistic, but they saw the potential of the e-commerce arena. Now they are actually coming forward with this 360 plus the integrating the systems, so they can open up lots of business. So I will leave the logistic, how to make it efficient, logistic and supply chain side for you, because it is not really not in our side, but from the technical perspective, on the system side, we are always there to help LBC as well as to make this thing, the change, happen in future. Okay, so that's all from my side. I think it was a different presentation, nothing about logistic or supply chain. I'm not sure whether I made my point clear, but if you have any questions, just let me know. I will be sitting here. And I think there is a question and answer session again later on. So just raise any questions. Thank you.